What's up, YouTube? What's up, Facebook? I am now live. If you guys on Facebook want to check out YouTube, this is the first time I'm trying to stream using my GoPro. This was not cheap or easy, but I should have a higher quality at-home class video because of it, so that's why I did it. It's also why I started just a couple minutes early. I want to make sure that I'm okay and we're rocking and rolling. Seems like we are. Okay, then that's a good thing. All right, let me get my notes in front of me. So today I'm going to try and teach some sweeps that would be very difficult, potentially, to imagine certain things about. So I'm going to be using a tool to help me. And that tool is going to be a stool. I'm using a stool, which you can also do at home. So if you have a stool or a partner, if you have a partner, grab a partner. If you have a stool, that's a good one too. That's a good option too. I'm going to be showing some intermediate sweeps from position that I like to use. We're going to actually I'm going to cover intermediate guard sweeps when your opponent is standing. And today I'm going to be using the stool to demonstrate de la Riva. And that's just a little more difficult to imagine without something to wrap my foot around, for those of you that are familiar with it. So you'll see why. Feel free, if you're re-watching this video, to fast forward like 1 minute. I'm going to let people arrive because I'm 2 minutes early. Fast forward 2 minutes, see where you're at, right? At that point. Okay. I'm going to grab my stool. Welcome. We're not doing that. All right. This is letting me know now how dusty my kitchen floor was, I guess. So I have that to look forward to, but that's fine. Right, this will be good. I might only use it just for a moment to demonstrate the hook. Here we have it. Okay. Just gonna wait for folks to arrive. In the meantime, I'm gonna warm up. You can join me if you like. Just gonna do a warm up here for my hips because I'm gonna use my legs today. Go the other way. Man, that left leg is useless. My left leg's just doing this. Okay, and if you're here, please say hi, and please let me know, especially on YouTube, if you hear me. So please let me know if you hear me. All right. That would be good to hear. Okay. So I'm just getting my hips a little bit warmed up here, and people are showing up. So welcome, guys. Let me know you can hear me. If you would leave a comment, that'd be great. Last week we did basic sweeps against a standing opponent from the bottom of guard. So I'm on my back and they stand above me. And when we did that, we talked about the double ankle sweep, which is one of the very first, very easiest ones to do. We talked about the knee, ankle, hip sweep. You remember that? And we talked about the sickle sweep. And the way I presented the sickle sweep, which can be done on its own, and in many situations, I presented it as a fallback when from the hook sweep, knee, ankle, hip sweep, somebody stuffs your foot on their hip. So I'm just, of course I'm not teaching it now. Just a reminder to those of you that did attend that class, what you saw. There's some risk I can see right now that my YouTube feed ends abruptly when that battery meter runs down. And again, if you just join me, first time I've done the GoPro as a camera for streaming purposes. So that's new for me. Okay, so I'm going to jump right in now. The first position that I'm going to talk about this week is De La Riva, and it's all I'm going to talk about tonight. And we have sweeps for De La Riva for 3 situations, and I think it's going to be easy to remember this short list and these few sweep options. They are for when I have De La Riva and the far sleeve, the near sleeve, or no sleeve at all. Okay, so I set up De La Riva position. That's the first thing I'm going to talk about. And I'll have one hand kind of free. If I get the far sleeve, we have one sweep. If I can grab the near sleeve, we have another one. What if I can't grab either? We have one for no sleeve. And those are the 3 basic, in my mind, De La Riva sweeps that I think are great for you to start with if you're new to the position or newer to jiu-jitsu even, right? De La Riva sounds fancy. It's just a guy's last name. And even looks fancy, but I promise this is not something that is too advanced for anybody. I put it under intermediate sweeps because I really want you to think of double ankle sweep, and you will over time, the hook sweep, the knee ankle hip sweep, and the sickle sweep as like super basic sweeps that you should see absolutely all the time. De La Riva is situational. It's for when a person stands up and you wrap the leg a certain way for show, but takes no more strength or flexibility or anything else that you need to develop from the time you start. So please don't feel like by me calling these intermediate, it's something that some of you can do, some of you can't do. It's not true at all. Okay, so let me start by describing the position, the De La Riva position. Since I'm going to be talking about it as a gi position, I'm going to show you things you can do with the person's gi. Basically, I'm talking about near sleeve, far sleeve. I could wear the gi, but I feel like it might be in the way for you to see some of what I do. So I am dressed no gi, but please imagine me and my my stool as being gi'd up. I guess I could put a gi on it, but again, probably obfuscate some of your view. SAT word for you. Okay, here's the stool. So what I want you to picture is that 2 of the legs of this stool are my opponent's legs. Okay, and I'm on the ground, and they have now stood in my guard. My feet can go to the hips. This might be a shorter person in our imagination. My feet can go to the hips. Or I could get the top of one hip, and if I switch our angle here, top of the hip, I can get the Achilles on one side, get the knee on the other side, and this would be sort of like the knee ankle hip sweep, although he would probably fall that way. Okay, so just imagining the stool as a person might be new, might look ridiculous to you, is ridiculous, in fact, but it really is something that you can practice. If you have a stool at home, you can practice this, imagining, like this is a bar stool, so it's not totally ridiculous to think of the hips being here, probably be a little higher on a regular person, and start thinking about creating gripping things. We generally, from the guard, want all of our paws, like how cats fight. Cats will put all their paws on you. They wrap around you, and then they start kicking you with their back feet. I want all my paws on my opponent when I'm laying down and they stand up. They've basically created a bunch of space, and I don't want to give them all that space with almost no connection to my own, because what's going to happen is they're going to use that space to come around behind me past my guard. So I want as much connection as possible. De La Riva, Ricardo De La Riva, came up with one way to create a connection that wasn't simply either feet on the hips or feet hooking the legs, both of which are good on the inside, but he went around the outside. Okay, so at its very most basic, the De La Riva hook, the De La Riva position comes down to is defined by the fact that I went around one leg and I put my outside hook in. But you can probably see, even just as I do this right now, frame a little better. You can probably even see as I do this right now that if I try to wrap around, obviously a very stiff leg here, and a leg with no knee, I can get my big toe in there. Okay. And that's a problem because all a person has to do is turn this way a little bit and my De La Riva hook's going to pop out. Okay. So instead of that happening, when I create an outside hook, You know, if I was more flexible, maybe, but I'm just not super flexible. What I want is to kick and turn the angle so that I can actually get a good hook in there. Okay. Hold for one moment. No, I don't want to install that now. Yeah, great. 3 a.m. That's perfect. Okay. There's a resume. All right. Sorry, Facebook friends. My phone asked me a question about an update. Okay. So one more time. Here I am, feet on the hips, inside hooks. And I'm talking about the daily heel hook is like an outside hook. You can actually go around the outside hook. But again, can't get much of a grip here. Person only needs to turn that way to get rid of my little tiny hook. So every time we enter De La Riva, we should be thinking about getting not straight in front of our person and letting our flexibility do the corner turning, but I want to turn the corner. I want to move myself over to here. Now I can get a nice hook in here. This thing doesn't even have knees, right? Person has a knee that bends at the knee. I'll have a good grip. And you notice I also have a grip at the heel. I don't want them just to step out. If my opponent is wearing a gi, I have the option of getting a pant grip here like this, getting my 4 fingers in, cat's paws grip. Okay, that's sometimes a much tougher grip to just step out of for this person. He can't just step up and out of my hand grip. Hand grip is sometimes a little bit flawed in that way that they could step out over my hand and free their foot. But I gotta say that personally, I mostly grab the heel, but the pant is an option. Okay, but again, every De La Riva hook is garbage, and every sweep I could show you, it would be garbage and not work for you if you did not have a good position to start with. And so that's about, and I'm using this as a pendulum to swing myself out to the side and get basically a good hook. Here, a much, much better hook. Now it's harder for the person to deal with, but still easy for them to deal with if I do nothing else with this foot. So now that I've got the outside hook here, I want to push the other knee. Now what it's going to do to an actual person who's standing here is this. I've wrapped around and inside, and then I'm going to push this, and that's what it's going to make them do. It's going to make a person have to, here's my De La Riva hook coming around and inside, right here, and then I push the other leg. They're going to be losing their balance a little bit. If they don't like losing their balance, it's pretty guaranteed that we're going to be able to see the opportunity for our first sweep. Our first sweep is if I get a grip of the far sleeve, okay? Because when you wrap the hook and then push me away, I don't like this foot pushing my knee, but it's pretty easy to just grab it and push down. But since on the bottom, I can predict that behavior. You push this foot, and you can predict that a person's going to grab it. Well, you can grab them, okay? And that's what we're going to do. So using my Stookie, please strike that from the internet. That was terrible. So I'm going to use my using my Uki here. I'm going to set up a good De La Riva by getting out to the side, which I did by sort of giving myself a little bit of momentum to where I can wrap here. Now my foot's going to go on this knee, and I'm going to stretch the person out. You have to imagine that part. Okay. So having pushed his other leg here and expecting a person to grab my foot and push it down or pull it up or get rid of it in some way, as soon as they reach for my foot, I can grab their wrist. Not their wrist, but their cuff, their far sleeve. And when I grab their far sleeve, even if they're holding my pants and I'm late to the party, I can hold their sleeve and kick my foot free. Now that my foot's free, I can put it back on their leg, and I'm holding their wrist. They can't do anything about it anymore. Now I have control of the far arm, but not the near arm. But I can do this. I'm going to use this hand on the heel to like almost, it's going to look like this. I'm going to go, I'm holding their heel, and I'm going to turn them this way. What the person is going to experience is this here. You wrap the De La Riva, you push here. I went to push this off, but you grab this and pulled it. Okay. You put your foot back here. You start turning my heel over. So yes, I have a hand to catch myself. Why does this work? Because when I put my hand down and you keep turning my heel, it's too much. It's a one-handed push-up at an awkward angle and for too long and with too much twist for me to stop it, and I'm gonna fall. I'm going to teach today, I'm going to teach this just as a sweep that knocks a person over. I'm not going to get into how to get up on top or how to continue an attack once you're on top. We have turned an open guard with no contact into the De La Riva and knocked the person over. And that's That's as far as I'm taking in this lesson. Okay. So, oops. Okay. I'll be back in one moment. Need to plug something in. All right, so I don't lose you guys. Okay. So, here's my partner. I'm going to hold the heel, use this as a bit of a pendulum to cut an angle and create an actual good hook. Cannot do this from in front of somebody, can't get that in there. Got to swing out to the side a little bit and right away start pushing on their far knee. Stretch them out and expect them to push my leg down. So I'm going to grab the far sleeve, kick my foot free if they grabbed it. Now I'm holding this and pulling it, pushing their leg and pulling basically their arm, left arm in this case, left arm toward, left leg away. And then I'm rolling. That creates sort of a hinge on this side. Push and pull, and then roll this over, and they will fall right here. I'm not going to do that barefoot. It's a little bit sharp under that stool. But it will look like this with no stool. Swing in for my De La Riva, hold the ankle. Start pushing this leg, and when they go to grab it, I grab their cuff. Kick my leg free, put it on their leg, and now push and pull and turn. I'm turning their heel over. This should put me on top. Excuse me. It's a basic De La Riva sweep when I've grabbed the far sleeve. Today I'm going to talk about the far sleeve, the near sleeve, and no sleeve, if there's time. Now, check one thing. Okay. Let's talk about the near sleeve. By the way, if you want to see a video where there's two people, where it's not a stool but a person, I highly recommend the Monday brain dump from this week. It posted last night, June 15th, on the PMA YouTube channel. So just look up Clinical Martial Arts on YouTube. Look at the June 15th Monday brain dump. You'll see me doing this to a person. That person's Brad Wilson, who joined me. Okay. So now let's talk about the near sleeve. My partner stands up, and I could have my feet on their hips. I could have inside hooks, but I choose to grab their heel and swing in for a De La Riva hook. With this far knee, I'm always going to create this tension. Always mess with their base here. And it could be that for balance, he reaches for my collar or something, and I can grab that near sleeve. So as the hand comes in to maybe grab my collar so they don't fall over when I push them away, I grab the sleeve. I might even grab the sleeve, pop it off, and now have the near sleeve. Anytime I have the near sleeve, I can do this. I'm going to kick up, kick myself, and I'm going to put my foot between his legs, and then I'm going to feed his arm. The sleeve I just had behind his leg to my other hand, and then reach under this leg here, and I can actually roll them over right here. So the standing person with the leg wrapped, and I push this away. They go, whoa, to try to grab themselves, to grab my collar, but I grab their cuff instead. So now they're getting stretched out, and I have the near cuff. What I do is sit up, pass it behind to my other hand, and I dove underneath. I did. Having passed that arm, I dove underneath. I almost pull their knee onto my belly. It's like pulling knee on belly. Pass the hand, reach underneath, pull their knee onto my belly, but I have their hand here behind their leg. So there's no way to catch themselves. And I'll roll them right on top. So with no chair, with no uke, looks like this. They stand up. I put in the De La Riva hook. I start pushing here. They grab for my collar. So I grab their wrist. And now this. I sit up. This foot, by the way, goes between their feet. I sit up and pass the cuff to here. Reach under this leg like this. And pull them onto me, rolling through. Top person again, having been stretched out and having had their arm passed, gets rolled right there. One more time, miming it. I wrap in, I hold their heel, push away, they reach, I'm able to reach their near sleeve. Kick up, pass it through, and roll under. Again, best two-person example of this would be to watch the Monday Brain Dump. And that's what to do if you get the near sleeve. So it's definitely possible that in all this commotion, the person's skilled enough not to give you this sleeve, or when you reach for this sleeve, they don't let you get any sleeve. So in other words, they stand, you wrap, you start pushing, and they start keeping their balance like this, right? They don't grab for you like that. They don't push this thing. They're not giving you any hand. Their hands are safe. They're up here, okay? If that's the case, it could be with their belt hanging down or with their lapels hanging down that you can grab one of them. So I'm going to, just as an example, if I'm here, it's possible for you to grab the near or far lapel. But let's say you can't get the hands stretching the guy out, but this lapel is here. What you're going to do is pass this behind his leg like this. Okay, it's going to look like this. Person stance. I wrap a daily Riva hook and I start off facing them, but no sleeve appears. I can't, they're standing almost, basically they're standing upright. So I'm going to grab that lapel and pull it down. Or their belt might be hanging right here. Not cheating to grab the belt. And again, I'm going to sit up and pass that between their legs to my other hand behind their body. When you get up, you want to bring your feet to face outside. Okay? So my feet, which were maybe facing my guy, come to face outside of me. You would know if you turned the wrong way because now my head's on the outside. I want my feet on the outside, and I'm just going to stand up in base. This leg behind his leg is going to pick it up. And I'm now going to have his leg between my knees, holding onto his lapel, and I can just do a run the pike type takedown. And knee cutting at that point is going to be an easy way to do that pass. But I can stand up and run the pike basically. Put this foot in, like this. Can't get any, I'm off balance again, but he's not falling. I can't get a sleeve, grab the belt. I'm going to sit up, feed this through, put my head on the inside, and my feet to the outside. Now, his foot is right here behind my calf. So when I stand up in base, I'll have his leg here between my legs, right? Meanwhile, when I was down here, I had passed the belt. So it's very hard to stop this. Grab the lapel, and I can run the pike here and start knee cutting basically right away. Drop my elbow into the space under their arm. Those are details easier to see with another person. But I will run this one more time. Facing person, I wrap this hook, grab the heel, stretch him out. Far sleeve, near sleeve are no-goes. So instead I grab the belt, sit up, put my head to the inside, feet to the outside. His leg is right here. So when I get up in base, the leg goes between my legs. Here's his foot. Grab the lapel, run the pike, take him down. We could be knee passing next, knee slicing next. So just as a quick review, because I have like 6 batteries that are all about to die. The position is big. I don't just wrap an outside hook. You're going to only have 1 or 2 toes through here. And the person only needs to face that way for their leg to basically disappear for you. So instead, I get my grip and I wrap in. You have to turn the corner and you want to flex your toes, dorsiflex your foot, stretch them out here. We had the option where he reaches for that foot. So I grab his sleeve, kick my foot free, put it back on his knee. And from here with the far arm, I really stretched him out. Pushed his knee on one side, same side as the arm apart from each other. And now I use this. And I just turn the guy over. And it makes him fall. They have one hand to catch himself, but they do fall. So wrap, grab, stretch, grab your guy's cuff, kick free, stretch him out, roll him over. Okay? That's far sleeve. Near sleeve, we're wrapped, stretch him out. If I get this near sleeve here, I'm going to Sit up, pass it between, underhook his other leg, pull knee on belly, and he'll roll all the way over with no hand to catch himself. One more time on that one. Swing in, stretch him out, got that near cuff. Sit up, pass this through, underhook, and roll through. Third one we did with no sleeve was kick into the position, stretch him out, can't grab, grab the belt. Head to the inside, feet to the outside. Scoop up that leg, now down here, run the pike, and we could go right to a knee cut from there. Okay. So knowing as I go into this that it might be difficult to imagine some of it, it's just a high recommendation of mine. You check out the first 3 slices, first 3 little pieces on the Monday Brain Dump, which was published on the 15th on the PMA YouTube channel. So please check that out. I hope this looked good for you guys. It was the first time I tried the GoPro as a camera, as a streaming camera, which was difficult and expensive, but we did it. All right. And I will see you guys in a live class Thursday night. And I look forward to it. Wednesday night, don't forget you can log on. We're watching historical matches from Jiu-Jitsu's storied history. All right, guys. We'll see you guys soon. Thanks so much for tuning in. YouTube. All right, YouTube. Thanks for joining me in my stool. Stooky. Oh, no. All right. Later, guys.